Welcome everybody to the EVO Symposium. Today is the 8th of May 2016. I have the pleasure of welcoming Vance Stevens and the EVO coordinators, EVO moderators, Nina, Barek, Marijana, Anne, Helena, a whole list. And thank you very much, Vance, for organizing this. I'm ever so enthralled every time you do it, because you just come up with the Google Docs and say, okay, everybody puts yourself down if you want to present. Then you come up with the slides. Everybody put down what you want to show on the slides. You have a true collaborative spirit, which is unsurpassed. Thank you so much, Vance, for being part of the still the EVO coordinator since 2003. Today is the 331st session of Learning Together, and we're still proud to of the 300s when again we did that during languages, the session. I'm so happy that you're part of it. I pass over to you. Thank you very much for joining us.
Okay, thank you very much. As you said, this is the 8th virtual roundtable web conference, May 6th to 8th this year. We're in May 8th, it's Sunday, and Learning Together is very happy to be a part of it. So anyway, today we're doing the Electronic Village Online Symposium at this event today. And let me just tell you who's going to be here. These are the people that we, as Heike was saying, we set up a Google Doc and invite people to join the document and be presenters. And then once they start doing that, then they start filling in the details of what they're going to do. And this is what we came up with. That's me, Vance. I've been a coordinator of Electronic Village Online since 2003. And I've moderated several sessions, but most significantly, I guess, EVO Minecraft MOOC the last couple of years, and something I called multiliteracies, and then that evolved into multi-MOOC between 2009 and 2014. So, and I also did the original Webheads in Action session in 2002, and that's evolved into something that Marijana will tell you about. Evolved into becoming a webhead and ICP for ELT, and well, anyway, webhead is kind of a presence and across a lot of networks. So then we're going to have Mubarak Khader. He's the lead coordinator for EVO this year and next, and Nina Liakos is around too. She was the coordinator for the 2 years before Mubarak took over. And Elizabeth Ann is here. She's a coordinator and mentor, current coordinator, and also acts as, actually a lot of us do. I was mentoring of all people Heike's session, which didn't really need mentorship, and Nina was mentoring mine. So these are not horrible positions usually, but Elizabeth has she does some very serious mentoring. She'll tell you about it. And then there's Helena Galani and Nowak, who participated in Heike's session, the one they all did together, called EVO Games, which I believe they did in Second Life. And anyhow, I'm going to just say a few words to introduce the things that I just mentioned. I'm going to take very little time because in about 4 minutes I want to hand off to Marijana, and I'll say again to Marijana because she's a co-moderator with me, with a number of us on the EVO Minecraft MOOC team. So basically, what you see on the screen is the gallery
Excuse me, just checking my audio.
Participants in the original Webheads. Well, actually, it's the evolving Webhead. Yes, Nina, we got you on audio. Huh? Okay.
Okay, finally.
So
on the phone,
she's
there's a big lag. So
so
when you're ready,
anyway,
let
this
me
is
know.
the. Okay, it'll be about probably another half an hour. Is that okay? We'll be here in half an hour?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, anyway. So this is the, oh, the slides are moving as well. This one right here, that's the gallery of webhits in action in 2002, the ones that became, actually the links here. We've got a slide show. I should put that in the, I'll put the link. I put the link in the text chat. I'm trying to do that. Okay, I'll put the link in the text chat for the slide presentation that we have. I'm copying it right now. So you can follow really much. Oh, here we go. I put it in the wrong place. I put it in the recording notification. Here we go. So if you click on the link that I just pasted in the text chat, you can follow these slides, and then the links will work for you, no matter where you are in the presentation. So that's also a collaborative slideshow that we all put together. So basically, Webhead started in 1998 as an ESL. And it evolved into an EVO session that we started in 2002. Can I ask that people mute their microphones if they're not actually speaking right now because we're getting background noise? Might be Nina? I think it might be. Okay. So just mute your mic. She's using the app. She's probably not familiar with it. Okay, so anyway, then I did something for TESOL Principles and Practices of Online Teaching called, they asked me to teach a course on multiple literacy, and I did that for, I evolved it over several years, about 9 or 10 years here, I guess 10 years, as an EVO session, and it's at goodbyegutenberg.tvworks.com. And the really neat thing is it has an archive there. Now, if you go to goodbyegutenberg.tvworks.com, you can see the session itself, and you can also, on the sidebar, you can click on the archive, and you can get all the sessions, all those 10 years that I taught. So actually, this is a really nice thing about EVO, is it's not just something that happens every year, but there's also a record, sort of like Heike's virtual roundtables, 8 years of presentations there. And the last one that we've done is here again. If you use the link in the that I just pasted to the slides, you can go to the link for EVO Minecraft, the Google Plus community. You can see these slides. This is my current icon. I'm using this in Facebook now. So it's me as a Minecraft elf, I guess. And you can see the community we set up. So here again, I would like, EVO is really communities. That's what we're going to talk about. I think the presenters are all going to address that. And I want to turn over to Marijana, who is also involved in EVO Minecraft MOOC. Actually, her son Philip learned English fluently using Minecraft, and she wrote an article about that. She and Philip did. Marijana interviewed Philip, and we published it in the TESOL EJ. I say we because I wrote the literature review for it, but she wrote the case study of how her son had learned English through using Minecraft. And that's in TESOL EJ. And if you use that slide presentation, I'll just paste it right here again in the text chat. That presentation is to, that one will give you the links that you're seeing on the screen right now. So that's Marijana, and I'd like to pass over to her because she has some place she needs to be. I'd like to stick to our schedule. So Marijana, have you got, can you unmute yourself? There you are. How are you?
Hello, everybody. As you can see, I have been sharing my camera, but I paused it because I have 3 other men in my house who are playing and doing all kinds of things, so it's better to not to have any more lag. Thank you, Vance and Heike and everybody who has invited me to come and just share a few things about the EVO experience and Electronic Village Online. Vance just said that I have been involved with the Electronic Village Online Minecraft MOOC that we have started somehow together. It was actually his initiative after he had noticed that I have been talking about my son learning English and playing games, especially through Minecraft. That was one of the first. And now it became very popular, EVO MOOC. And I'm very happy that so many great educators have joined and already shared fantastic things, especially this year. But I have a feeling that I'm still a newbie, but of course then I have an expert for EVO Minecraft at home. I will leave Vance maybe to say later more about the EVO Minecraft. I am more comfortable maybe just to say a few things about the Electronic Village Online and when I started it, and actually how I ended up and where am I now. So I'm just going to scroll a bit for the presentation. So just a few things about me, as I'm in Croatia and I teach English to teenagers for the past 14 years. And have actually started with the Electronic Village Online in 2011, but only as a participant, and I finished becoming a web head, one of the first for me EVO sessions. It was a fantastic session for somebody who was a total and complete newbie. And then after that, you actually, after 5 years from now, or 6 years, when was it? I can't even count. It is now being a coordinator. And this is just one thing of how powerful EVO is. And how powerful are all the educators and teachers there, because you get sucked in, and then you can't get enough of it. You're always there. So this all starts with just simply a teacher, learning, working, and then evolving myself through all of the things and becoming a web head 2012 and 2013 moderator. Then also, we after that, after the becoming a web head ended after 10 years of successful EVO session. It was a fantastic session run by Teresa, Fernanda, Daphne, who are true mentors for me, and I'm sure for many of my colleagues, as Vance as well. He's simply awesome person and is always very helpful. A few of our colleagues gathered. Mabarak is among them. Hello, Maria from Argentina. Ayat, Elizabeth Ann was with us this year, and I will probably forget some of those people, like Svetlana. We somehow get together and organize an ICT for EOT session, which would basically stand for in ICT, like information communication technology for English language teachers, which is something that we wanted to somehow transform, becoming a web head, but we actually are trying to evolve every year. So we offer 5-week sessions for free, and it's a fantastic community with teachers. We are doing fantastic work. We have so many people worldwide from Bhutan this year. I can't even, sometimes I have a feeling that I don't know even the countries, and I'm fascinated that people still have so many things to learn, and you always have so many things to learn. We have been issuing even badges somehow to motivate the people to do things, to explore, to come back and to learn more with us, maybe to refresh their knowledge. And we always have some presenters live presenting. And this year we invited Vance to talk about blogs and wikis, because he's an expert, we all know, with Learning Together Wiki. And a dear colleague, Ana Maria Menezes from Brazil, she talked about mobile learning and mobile technology. It's something new and something we want to do more in our ICT for ELT session. And of course, last year we had Vicky Helena, who is doing fantastic YouTube videos. So actually, you have like so many things to do and so many things to share. And it's always very vibrant and lively. And you are not actually just a moderator in this case, or me becoming a coordinator last year, and I was fascinating. But when Mubarak invited me, it was like, I don't know if I can do it. Am I good enough to be a coordinator? I don't think, because I'm still learning. I'm always a lifelong learner. That's why I say a hashtag here, lifelong learner. But you have a fantastic online platform, something that you have to build, this fantastic CLN that grows and grows from years and years. And it's something that I will always come back as a participant, as a moderator, or a coordinator to EVO, because it's simply you are always all these things at the same time. You are participating in one of the calls, you're moderating the other, and you're trying to work and with other colleagues more experienced in the EVO coordination. And I'm learning everything by the day. And just maybe a few more things. The basics of ICT for ELT is trying to teach all kinds of blogging and audio and video tools, like, as I mentioned, mobile learning, and trying to figure out together with the participants how they can implement this in their classroom. And this is what I actually did with all these EVO sessions. How can this work for me? Even though it was something totally unpredictable or something like, I don't know if this would work, but let me figure out. And this is what we do. We are collaborating. We are doing that all the time. And I'm glad that Heike mentioned, yeah, it's easy when just opens the slide and we are all there working like busy bees. So the last thing I will just tell you is this. After some time, you just realize that it's not like you're going to come to EVO only once and maybe finish one session. It's impossible. It's something that you have to come over and over again. This is not something that I taught myself. Like, it's an online journey, which in a way, not a 100-meter sprint marathon. So it's a marathon, and everybody is a winner. It's always a win-win situation with EVO sessions. And I'm very happy to be part of it. I'm very happy that I am there with all these great people, and because I'm just simply a teacher, and I'm learning all the time, and I'm reading all those emails, and I can't tell you how many things I have learned, not just in moderating, in coordinating, in running projects, online, offline. I think Vance and I sometimes had a learning together webinar discussion where I talked about the Comenius project, which actually wouldn't be so successful if I hadn't.
Okay, I just had to find the unmute on my mic. Let's see. We have a moment for questions. If anybody would like to ask anything, you can put it in the text chat, or you could raise your hand and we could let you speak. Looks like Letizia is here, and if there are any moderators who'd like to join the presentation, they can do so after the others have had their go, because we have an order. In fact, Mubarak needs to go, so we need to get them on quickly. Okay, is there anything anybody wants to ask Marijana? Okay,
hello.
Is Mubarak ready? Are you there, Mubarak?
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes, of
hello?
course, we can hear you. Yeah.
Oh, that's great. Hello. Yeah, hello everyone.
Can I just say that I didn't really get to say earlier that about EVO being the sessions kind of run together. The things that Marijana was talking about, the ICT for ELT, it became a session after the becoming a webhead session. becoming a webhead happened after the 2002 session. It went on for about 12 years, so we kind of left out that piece of the journey. But the webhead session, the webheads in action session that started in 2002, it was carried on as an EVO session for 12 years, and then became the people in that session started their own session, ICT for ELT. So it's kind of a nice progression that you might not have got because we haven't really, we didn't get to give that overview. And Mubarak now is the lead moderator for the EVO sessions.
Oh, thank you very much, Vance. Thank you, everyone who is here. I'm really happy to be among you today to talk a little about EVO. So we have been doing a wonderful job as a team, of course, as a team of coordinators, as a team of moderators, and participants were really, in general, were really happy for the great job, the great services we have given them. I'm trying to move to, yes, this is me from Beni Mellal, Morocco. I'm a teacher of English at the high school, so I'm doing this as a volunteer. Yeah, I have a lot of other things to do in daily, but you say the community of webheads is my favorite community, to say the truth, because I consider all of them as, let's say, a very great example of global citizenship. They are global citizens who give their time, their efforts, their knowledge to share it with others. And in EVO, EVO is the platform where webheads act and webheads show their values of sharing and collaboration. And I am very proud to be part of them, to be among them. As for EVO 2016, just so, there were 14 sessions, and of course you see that the selection of sessions takes a process. It takes time, because first we post the call for proposals, then okay, we have a timeline that we follow so as to get the training to participants. As you see here, we have the proposals deadline, we have the provisional acceptance. It means we have to read all the proposals and evaluate them, and then try to see which ones are, let's say, eligible to be, let's say, acceptable sessions to EVO. And after that, when we decide on the sessions, we give a training to moderators, especially the new ones who join the Electronic Village Online for the first time, because they need to get familiar with the way we work. We work differently to other MOOCs, to other platforms and communities who give training. We are volunteers, and we have our ways, our personalized means to deal and to share. Then we have the registration, which we give open. We let open on this year. It was on January the 3rd to January the 10th, and here the sessions present, let's say, their syllabus of their program, so that anyone who would like to see what they do, the information is available. Then, of course, after the session, we give the sessions, which this year started on January the 10th and finished on February the 14th. was a hectic month. It was a lot of work for all coordinators, moderators, and even for participants as well. Some of them are allowed, are just can't catch up with the rhythm of learning. So we have this opportunity of letting people, let's say, or participants lurk. They can be lurkers, so we allow that. This is the spirit of WebHeads. We learn at your own pace. And this is one of the things that keeps people coming back in the following year. They don't learn the first year. They just get familiar, but they get acquainted and familiar with the way we work, and after that they come back. And of course there is the TESOL convention, which not only a few members of the coordination and few members of the moderation and few participants managed to attend. It's not okay. This is the okay, personal in a certain way in which people can be members or affiliate or something. Members of TESOL. Now, just getting back to the coordination team, I'd like to mention that it was a great team, especially with the help of people like Vance, Nina, Elizabeth Hansen-Smith, Elizabeth Ann, people like Nellie Deutsch, like Daphne, G.A., and Ayat, Marijana, and Maria. They were all, let's say, very friendly. First, we work just like a family, you see. We generally discuss things. We help each other. We jump in. GA jumps in all the time to do this or that. Okay, we are really happy to be belonging to this family of coordination team, and it is, of course, a way of sacrifice, a way of voluntarism, a way of global citizenship again, because we give not for anything to take. We find pleasure in sharing what we know, in helping others to learn, and this is, of course, great. I also would like to thank Christine, who joined us recently, and we are really proud of her expertise as an node we've had, and she has a lot of suggestions and a lot of guidance, and we are really proud to have her coming back again to support us. And to, by the way, Hayden, thankfully, she, if I forgot to mention her, she decided to step aside this let's say this becoming EVO session. So she did a great job too. Thank you very much, Hayden, if you are listening. We are looking forward to recruiting new coordinators or coordinator assistants. We hope we would enlarge the team and help them, give them a chance to learn things that are necessary before we jump in to become full coordinators. I'm trying to, hey, my connection lost? Can you hear me? Well, I'm clicking on this. What? Yes, this is, it moves. I want to get the statistics about, if I remember well, then I would say that, yeah, this is about the slide about the sessions we had. We had a variety of sessions covering different aspects of English language learning and different aspects of technology. So it was very great. Yes, thank you very much. This is the slide I wanted to get. So as you see here, we had 14 sessions, we had 87 moderators, 12 coordinators, 8,561 participants from 72 countries. Isn't that great? Of course it is. It is a small United Nations, let's say, and an embodiment of global citizenship. This is, we are not really dealing with teaching and learning alone. We are sending messages to the world through the way we work, through the way we deal with each other, through the way we respect and love each other, that a lot of other positive things are possible in the world, instead of fighting, let's say, doing bad things. We can do positive and very good things to each other if we respect each other, if we work together, because this is, education is not an issue of one country separately. It's the issue of the world. It's a global issue, so why not, let's say, address it this way, with the collaboration, sharing, and, okay, helping each other. The following slide, please, just to see that we have some, I think, recommendations. Yeah, this is about the platforms we used. Okay, so thank you, Vance. So anyone who moved this slide? I'm looking at the work. They still have a few minutes. So I would say that for the platforms, there is a variety, diversity of platforms. We used WiseQ, we used Moodle, we used Google Communities, we used Creately, PPWorks, and a lot of other things. Okay, so each session decide on platforms to use, and this is great. Okay, that's why we have a variety of platforms that are explored, and we get feedback from the session moderators to use it or not. Of course, we get updated of the, let's say, modifications that happen or that occur on different, let's say, platforms. Personally, and with the coordination team, we worked very, let's say, in a certain way, occasionally on Trello, but we preferred in a certain way Google Communities. We tried Trello because we wanted to use it for management, but we ended by using it for communication, so it was a bit not really the way we wanted it to be. So we decided to move to Google Communities. At the same time, we kept using the Yahoo groups as a way to communicate with each other and to send, to share emails, especially that Daphne is not really keen on using Google Communities because possibly she had, let's say, an issue with notifications, which we hope to solve this year. So this is it. The platforms are various and the topics are various, and we are looking forward to more variety next year, especially by including other dimensions, other topics, other issues that, let's say, have a connection or link with teaching English as a second language in the world. Okay, so we still have a slide here about the sponsors we gave. This is really clear that EVO is a part of CALL IES, okay, CALL IES, and CALL IES is related to TESOL, so we are sponsored by TESOL. However, we have some sessions that are sponsored by IATFL, so like pronunciation special, like learning technologies. We have, okay, so these are the two main sponsors. We look forward this year to enlarge, to widen the sphere of collaboration between TESOL and ITFO. And we really hope that to recruit more groups, because this is on the service of educators all over the world. Why they say keep the door closed? So I just think that, and I'm glad that the coordination team, let's say, like this, and they already are working on this, especially Christine, who is, let's say, doing great efforts. She's thankful for that, to enlarge the sphere of collaboration between ITFO and TESOL. Well, so getting about to finish my time. So thank you very much for listening to me, for giving me this opportunity to expose what we did on EVO. Thanks, Vance, for organizing this. Thanks for inviting me to this event, and thanks everyone who attended this meeting. Okay, Vance.
I muted my. Sorry, I found it now. Okay, so Mubarak, thank you very much. I was thanking you for your presentation, but nothing was happening. But I see I'd actually pressed the button on my mic and made it go from green to red. That was the problem. Elizabeth, I see you there. I got a note that said you were trying to sort out your sound and wanted to be promoted, but I think you are promoted, and there you are.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Mike, okay?
Okay. Yes. Can I just let me just go back to the order of presenters here, because Nina is here, and I'm just going to put right here the first slide. There we go. So Elizabeth is going to say a few words, and then maybe we could let Nina go on. Are you in any hurry, Nina? Because if you are, we could. I know she's ready and waiting. We haven't really slotted her in, but maybe we could put Nina on, then come to Helena and Anne. And okay, she's not in a hurry, so no problem. Okay, well, let us know if you have any concerns. And we have also Letizia here from Quill. She might want to say a few words. And Elizabeth Hanson-Smith is here as well, and we'll try to leave time to get other comments. And of course, if anybody has a question, type it in the text chat, and we'll either ask it, or you can raise your hand, and we can give you the mic. Okay, so Elizabeth, how are you tonight?
Yeah, fine, thanks. This afternoon.
You should use the arrows to scroll down. Let me do that. I'm going to hitting the arrows. Okay, stop. Going arrows. Okay, there we go. Yeah. If you use the arrows, then you go right to the page.
Yeah, because Barak just spoke about lurkers.
So I say something else? I'm sorry. I got a warning here that says all named hosts have left the meeting. Your role will automatically be changed to participant, and your sharing capabilities will be removed in 5 minutes. Does anybody else get a warning like that?
No.
That's an alert to Heike, perhaps. Heike.
Okay.
Anyway, so we'll see what happens in 5 minutes.
Well, I think ourselves we'll see. Yeah, so Elizabeth Ann, as you can see, unfortunately, I have the same name as Elizabeth Hanson-Smith, who is one of the original members of EVO. So I work in a science university, and with some very strict programs to follow. And so I joined the EVO first in 2007 with this blogging for beginners. Theoretically, I was quite confident with a computer, but obviously this was something really new. It wasn't a question of the machine anymore, but it was, oh my goodness, who are these people who are just there and ready to help me? I just couldn't believe it. And I think that fundamentally, I would be. Oh yes, I've got the warning saying. What did it say? It's gone. I think we're going to cut off maybe unless Heike does something. Never mind. Anyway, what I wanted to say was that it was. I definitely lurked for 3 years because I had a lot of work to do, because I was a very private person, and to me I didn't quite get it. So I don't know if this is just because I'm a bit odd, but I wanted to say so because I think there may be other people like me. And but at the same time, my goodness, did I profit from these from what I was learning by joining this group, even though I wasn't really participating actively, because it completely changed my teaching. All of my students all created we had our wikis and we had our blogs, and the students were absolutely thrilled, and we were doing really new things. And so this idea of lurking to me was really, really, really important, because it was only after this time that I was thinking more and more, well, goodness, you know, I have to pay this forward. I can't just keep on using what these people are giving to me. So what I actually found was that it was a sort of personally, at a personal level, it was quite an amazing experience. I believe it fundamentally sort of changed me. All of this positive, all of these positive vibes, these positive remarks, was very different to this French culture in which I live. Okay. There was also it's really fortunate to come in at that time, because at the same time, 2007 was the first time that IATEFL did their online, had IATEFL online from Aberdeen, and so I was suddenly opened on these two levels to all of this world of English teachers, which, as I say again, was very different to what I encountered in France. Obviously, I was reading books and doing other things, but it was such a positive experience that I had to come and join. And as one of the early members of EVO said, really summed it up, when she said, I came looking for tools and I found people. So this is how I kind of, I was asked to move on to the, first of all, to mentor some groups, and also then to join the coordinating committee. And again, I found it was really an amazing experience, because teaching in university science students, I was asked to mentor digital storytelling for young learners. So I thought, oh my goodness, you know, this is so far away from my concern, my teaching concerns. But mentoring this group, that is to say, I mean, you don't exactly mentor Shelley Terrell, but yes, there is to get into the EVO mode, which you will notice we have always been talking about sessions, and I think that's something which is not always understood first off, because people expect a course where you have someone who knows, teaching those who have come to learn. And it's so much, everyone just learns so much all the time. I find it really, really amazing. So from my digital storytelling for young learners, where I was learning all about making comics and things like this, and from the pronunciation group, which I also is a group I would never have chosen to join, but coming in to yeah, that's true. Coming into the group as a mentor, in that case, there was a lot. These people were extremely competent people with very little experience of using Google Plus communities, using PBWorks. So in that case, what we brought was the technical aspect, which then they were absolutely thrilled to learn about. The other teachers who joined this session then also learned both about the tools, because sorry, I just would like to say also that I always find it very amusing, maybe not the word, people say, yeah, it's not the tools, it's the pedagogy. Well, obviously, but if you don't know about the tools, then how can you know if they're going to be useful to you? How do you know if you can integrate them? So to me, it's this, the tools, learning about the tools is very important, but learning about the tools with English language teachers means that the pedagogy obviously comes up, and even if it's not directly the kind of teaching which is direct, which you would imagine could be useful, there are always spin-offs from these teaching children to my teaching scientists. You know, wow. I find it really, really, really interesting. That's what I want to. That's really what I wanted to say. Is that to me it was quite amazing how it changed my teaching, and that was why I wanted to speak. There you are. Okay. Nina, you can take over now.
Okay, I've turned on my mic. Can you let me know in the chat?
Yes, yes, we can hear you. We can hear you very clearly.
Okay, excellent. I can't talk and listen at the same time. I'm not going to try a webcam. I'm staying with a friend in rural California, a couple of hours north of San Francisco. And it's very slow here, the connection. So I would suggest that you guys move, since I don't have a slide, can you move back to the coordination team slide? Yeah, that'll work, because that's what I'm going to talk about. First, I'll introduce myself. My name is Nina Liakos, and I'm normally in Maryland on the east coast of the US, but now I am in California, staying with my best friend, Carol, outside of Occidental, California, which is this tiny little town in the Sonoma County wine country. And I'm also going to be going to a wedding next weekend. My cousin is getting married. So here I am, and the connection here is not great. So I'm watching the chat as I talk. Please let me know if you have a question or if something's going wrong. Before I start my little prepared talk, I'll just tell you a little bit about my connection with the EVO. I started as a participant in 2006 in becoming a web head, and so I became a web head and met all these great people. And I was a participant for maybe 2 more years, and then somehow I found myself being invited to co-moderate a session, and then I co-moderated another session, and then bam, and I think it was 2013, I was invited to join the coordination team, and all of a sudden, like a year later, I was lead coordinator for 2 years. So it's been an unbelievable journey and a very steep learning curve, but with lots of friendly support from the moderators. So now I'm back on, I'm still on the coordination team, and thank goodness Mubarak took over and did a great job as lead. So I thought what I could talk about today is simply the jobs of the coordination team, because most people think about the EVO as something that happens in January and February. And if you're a moderator, you know that it also happens in the fall. But actually, the behind the scenes work of the EVO goes on around the year. So I put together a little EVO calendar, and due to my vacation circumstances, there is no slide to go with it, so you just have to listen. Okay, so starting out in January and February, that's when the EVO sessions are running, and that's actually the end of the year for the coordination team. But I just like to mention here that many coordinators also co-moderate their own sessions, and some, like Nellie Deutsch, more than one. And Marijana, who spoke earlier, co-moderated 2 sessions for 2 years running. In 2016, we had 11 coordinators, and 7 of them were session moderators. I have no idea how they do this. I could never do it, but most of them do. In addition, coordinators are mentoring 1 or more sessions, and this means that they sign up for the session, they follow it in the background, or they actually participate in the session. That's up to them. They also act as a liaison between the session and the team, reminding the moderators about deadlines for administering the final survey and getting in information for the final report, stuff like that. And they support the moderating team as needed for the session or sessions that they mentor. In addition, in this period, January and February, we prepare and distribute a bunch of surveys, one for the participants, one for the moderators, and one for each session. In March, we analyze those surveys. That's mainly the job of the lead coordinator, but some other coordinators may help to do that. And the lead coordinator prepares the final report for the call interest section in TESOL with assistance from the other coordinators as necessary. And that report is presented at the TESOL convention at the call interest section open meeting by whoever on the team is able to attend the convention, which this year was Elizabeth Hanson-Smith. I was there, but only as a volunteer, since I'm now retired, no longer a member of TESOL. Maybe I shouldn't have said that. Moving on to April and May, we start looking ahead to the next year. We fix the dates for the following year. we have to schedule the call for proposals, the call for participation, the provisional acceptance of proposals, the final acceptance of proposals, the moderator training session, and the EVO registration and sessions. Yes, thank you for the person who changed the slide. In addition, we prepare the call for proposals. We update the front page of our public wiki, which is evosessions.pbworks.com. And we archive the previous year's call for participation in that in our wiki. We also determine who is going to remain on the team for the following year and who to invite on the team. So this is what's going on now. We are getting ready to invite people to join us. And just a word about that. Generally speaking, coordinators are people who have been moderators in previous EVO sessions. Okay, so next up, June and July, we usually post the call for proposals the first week in June, and then we disseminate that call to as many as 100 organizations, TESOL affiliates, IATEFL special interest groups, TESOL interest sections, individuals like Heike, and each person distributes it, posts it to their PLN, their Facebook, all of their social media sites. And in addition, we send a couple of reminders to remind people to put in their proposals. We also start kind of slowly updating the moderators training wiki. And that continues in August for those who are able to do it, who are not on vacation. In September, the proposals come in. They generally come in at the last minute all the time. I don't know what it is, but they all come in at the last minute. We have to read them, comment on them, discuss them, and decide which ones we would like to invite to join the training session. And we give those sessions a provisional acceptance. And we, as diplomatically as possible, explain to the other sessions why we feel that maybe this is not their year to do an EVO session. But generally, most of the proposals that we receive end up being provisionally accepted, and the moderating team is invited to join the training session. In October, we are very busy preparing the training session, and some years the training session actually begins in October. This year it was November, just the month of November. And so in November, let's say we moderate the training session, which is very similar to moderating an EVO session, except instead of 5 weeks long, it's 4 weeks long. And in addition to moderating, we are also assigned to mentor our sessions, which we will be mentoring through December, January, and February. So we're helping them at that point, supporting them as they develop their syllabus, create their online spaces, and in general get ready for their session. At the beginning of December, there's the final vetting of proposals. We ask the question, is the team ready to launch? Is their session ready to go live? Their syllabus must be complete with specific tasks, and their platforms must be ready to go. Then we send the final acceptances and rejections. Again, most sessions go ahead There are a few that just have not been able to get it together during the training session, and those are told to try again another year. In December, we also prepare the call for participation, and we disseminate it to the same group of organizations, affiliates, special interest groups, interest sections, and individuals, and PLNs, and blah, 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 that we sent the call to proposals for. Oh, and I forgot to mention that on the EVO sessions page, there is a mailing list. Some of you may be on it. And the call for proposals and the call for participation are also disseminated on that mailing, to people on that mailing list. Also in December, if there's any last minute preparation that needs to be done, we help our teams that we are mentoring. So there we have it. It's the year, and you know, the next thing we know, the EVO sessions are actually starting up. So there's no rest for the weary. It's really a year-round job. I just like to mention one other thing. We're starting something new, suggested by Mubarak and myself and Christine. Our coordination team members now fall into 3 categories. Or regular coordinators, including the lead coordinator, are doing all these things that I mentioned. But in addition, we have coordinator advisors, people like Christine and Elizabeth Hanson-Smith, who have been on the coordination team. Daphne Gonzalez is another one. They've been on the coordination team for a very long time. They carry the institutional memory of the EVO, and they are part of the team insofar as they are available to the team when we run into a snag and we need some advice. So they are our advisors, our coordinators emerita. And in addition, we're starting something new this year, assistant coordinators. So these are the coordinators that are joining the team for the first time, and they will be assigned a mentor on the team, and they will shadow the coordinators doing all their tasks, so that they will learn how to do it. Okay, I see Vance is back. I think I'm done. If anybody has any questions, could you please put them in the chat? And I will do my best to answer. Otherwise, over and out from me here in the wine country. I don't drink it, but it's nice to be here amid the rolling hills of California.
Very much, Nina. That was a nice overview of what we do. Sonoma County. No telling what Adobe is doing to our soundtrack. Heike asked me to put my cat on if he came around, so here's my cat. And sometimes he likes to sit on my chair. Thank you, Nina, for your presentation. Can you hear me okay? Okay, good. I heard the meow. Okay, so anyway, we weren't sure if Nina would be able to join us, but all our moderators, our coordinators, I should say, Mubarak had an appointment. He rescheduled his appointment so that he could come in briefly, and Marijana just ran off after having to be first on. So we weren't sure if Nina would be able to get here from Sonoma County, from the third world country of California, but anyway, she did. And if anybody Okay, so I'm told that I need to adjust my sound. Let me just do that because I better now. I didn't have a chance to adjust the volume. As I said, the Flash crashed on Chrome, so I'm here in Firefox. I hope it stays more stable. So anyhow, yes, good. Okay, glad to know that. So we got Nina in. I just wanted to I'm going to try to find the next slide down here. This is Elizabeth Ann we've had, and this is Helena Galani and Nowak are going to tell us a little bit about the EVO Village session, which was, I think, EVO Games. And that was really an interesting session. I got to mentor it. I didn't have much time for mentoring once my own session started, but I certainly got to see what they were doing. And they were setting up games in Second Life and inventing games, creating them. So I'm kind of excited to hear how that went. So, and Heike and Helena and Anne were all moderators of that session. So, can you tell us about those? Yes, you can. You can share your screen. And after they talk, we'll give the microphones over to other moderators or even participants or anybody who wants to speak and ask questions. So we'll just wait for their presentation and then go on to that. Maybe we have to stop sharing here in order to share there. Is Heike here? She could manage. Yes, okay. So can you manage your own screen sharing, or do you need help?
Well, I hope I can screen share, but it doesn't offer me anything now. So, okay, thank you so much.
Feel free to put your webcam on if you like.
Well, for a short while, because I want really to screen share in Second Life, and our avatars are waiting there. Okay. So, but I don't have any possibility to share my screen.
This is Helena should have it. Anne has it. You don't have a screen share. You both, I think, have.
Hello, and it's on the right of your screen. Just choose the box that says screen sharing.
Wait a second, please.
On the very end, of the very right part of the screen. If you don't have it, then I can share.
Right, so, okay.
Yeah, have you got it?
I see that you're both hosts, so...
Well, I'm not sure where it is, so I cannot find it. Oh, okay. Helena, just let me try once. Can you please, no, where is it? It's gone now. Okay, somebody move it so I cannot, yeah, now. Okay, now I've got it. Okay, right. So now we are in Edunation, and this is our sandbox, and I'm moving forward to our avatars, where Helena is going to do the introduction. And I hope Heike will join to tell us something about EVO. Right, so there you go. Our avatars are waiting here. So, right.
Okay.
This was our session. Please, yes, please, Helena.
So this is our Edunation Island, and we're now standing at Anne's plot. And in front of you, you can see different tools that we use in virtual worlds, like virtual groups, virtual books, and media boards. The session that we moderated is called Virtual Language Learning and Gaming Environment. It stands for Village, and it lasted 5 weeks, as every other session, and every week was transformational experience for both the moderators and the participants who were from all over the world. We believe that using gaming environments, virtual gaming environments, is a very good, it's the best way of learning a language, and it can have interdisciplinary applications also. We mainly presented, and we had lessons in Second Life, but we also had a few sessions on Kitely with Barbara McQueen. And let me tell you a little bit generally what we did. By the end of the session, the participants learned how to design, how to create language games or tasks in Second Life, how to build interactive objects with script, sound, and images. They created single-user and multi-user games, engaging in learning environments, global simulations, role plays. We also talked about scenarios, teaching scenarios. We used holodecks. It was a very refreshing experience for everybody, not only for the participants, but also for us moderators. I'm going to flick through the pages. If you're looking at the book, you can see what we did in week 1. Let me tell you a few things about week 1. In the first session, we visited games parks, and we immersed in playing board games, and we finally we taught our participants how to build a board game, which is a technically compound board comprising of sound, note-giving, script, text, images. It's a very useful device for learners. Also, we had a look at Carol Rainbow's training videos for the Camelot project. But I haven't told you about the moderators. Let me start with that because it's very important. Dr. Randall Sadler was a moderator, and Heike Phil, Carol Rainbow, Dennis Newson, Crystal Schneider, who also had to juggle around with her MA dissertation, Barbara McQueen, Edith Paylat from New Zealand, Shelwyn Corrigan from San Francisco, Anne Nowak from Germany, myself from Greece. We also had Jens Olsen from Denmark, Doris Morlero from Venezuela, Helen Myers and Hazel Workman from the UK, and Nuno Lanka also was moderator. Before we continue with week 2, I should mention that our sponsors were Col IS, TESOL Greece, TESOL Northern Greece, Macedonia, Thrace. And Anne, could you tell us a little bit about week 2, because you were moderating that week?
Okay. So,
thank you.
well, thank you. In week 2, let me put it there, I was moderating with Carol Rainbow and Shelwyn Corrigan, and we visited more game parks. Shelwyn has got a fabulous game park in Leonard Town, and this I'm trying to show you. This is a picture of the sandbox with all our board games, and this week we put sound into the games, into the objects, and we showed our ideas, our games, and well, they were mostly 2D games, game boards, but many people got inspired by the Games Park of Shelwyn, and Helena has also got a small game park, and Barbara, of course. So there were so many games to see. Well, that was week 2. We made game pieces and put sound, I think, into the games. Right, I think we can go to week 3.
Sure. Okay, in week 3, we actually did what I had promised in the initial session, EVO session, which is we learned, Hazel Workman taught us how we can build the Trojan rabbit. We built interactive objects. It was amazing. It was a wonderful learning experience for us too, not only for teacher participants, because there's always something new on which to focus for your students. I really appreciate this kind of opportunity for immersion and development for the best of my learners, whatever age they are or whatever learning background they come from. So we learned how to import mesh objects into Second Life, 3D, uploading 3D objects, and Randall involved us in scavenger hunts around the islands of Edunation. It was an amazing experience. And on our wiki, you can find so much material. It's unbelievable what you can do on Second Life. So let me just paste, copy paste. Yes, this is the one. I'll copy paste the front page of our wiki. You can go and have a look at it for those who haven't had the time so far. It's an eye-opening experience working in Second Life and virtual worlds. And if I can move on to week 4, Anne, would you like to add anything? Or Heike, please do.
Well, I would like to add something for week 2. Sorry, I forgot to mention the, we made some, also you can see the board here, magnetic boards and yes. Maze, one maze. So yes. That was all.
We also did mazes on that week. And then in week 4, could you tell us about that?
Yeah, let me just change the page. So week 4, in week 4 we were working with Barbara McQueen, and the first picture is one of her 2D games. That week she showed us how we could convert one 2D game into a 3D game, which is more fun for students, especially if you are in Second Life and you have your avatar and you can actually walk through the games. And there is her pyramid. She made a pyramid to show us about 3D games, how much fun they are. And then we went into Kitely. That's the world she created. And these are just a few pictures of all her buildings. There are 16 regions in her world. And well, you can see here different kinds of buildings, school, library, theater. Barbara built most of it on her own. So we had a little tour around a few places there. So she showed us how 3D works better, showing us her buildings. I think these are all the pictures, Helena, from week 4. Is that right?
Well, a specimen only, because you can find more on the wiki.
Okay, but the next page is yours, is it? Is it week?
Yes,
week
that's
5?
right.
Okay.
I moderated together with Doris, Molero, and Edith Paylat. We moderated week 5, and the sessions involved looking at global simulations, which was Edith's speciality, and she showed us around her platform, and we had a look at what it is like to be part of it. And we also participated in role-play games with Doris. There is a recording also available, as for all the rest of the sessions. Heike is so efficient, whatever she does, and she never leaves anything out, so you can find all the material there. And also, I suggested some educational processes for interactive scenarios and an organizer for the teacher with task sheets. We looked at some holodeck scenes. And Doris, I should not forget, Doris, who is Pioneer Destiny in Second Life, told us about emoting, which involves text chat in a different way, in a unique way. You will find out more on the wiki. In the final session, we had presentations and reflections from the participants who had created their own scenarios, games and activities. It was like a show and tell. They presented their creations. We had mazes, we had board games like the one you can see about London. That was very impressive. And a lot of ideas from the participants were presented, which is, yes, and Heike's storytelling object. Thank you. I'm glad I've seen this picture. That was a good reminder, Anne. Thank you. Yes, Duncan Square's tic-tac-toe game was fantastic. I mean, there is so much potential in virtual worlds, and a lot of, actually, all domains of learning are activated at the same time, and learners develop their skills, their cognitive, their affective, their motor skills. It's an incredible tool in the hands of the teacher to use in their classroom in order to achieve the best of their students' performance. I'm going to try spreading the word where I am in my part of the world about the potential behind all the techniques we have been discussing here. Would you like to add anything? I'm sure Heike has got so much to say because she sees things from a different angle.
Right. Heike?
She may not be listening. Understandably, she's been having a very intensive weekend. Anne, would we like to expand on anything further? Or shall we pass the floor to the next speaker?
Yes, we just wanted to give you a brief overview. We can obviously talk about EVO Village for hours, but I think we should just finish, and that's why we prepared this book, and we hope you had a clear, now you have a clear idea of what we have been doing.
Okay,
so I have nothing more to add. Thank you.
Okay, well, thank you very much for your presentation. We really appreciate that. That's very nice to have a tour around.
Thank
you very much. So I don't know if we really have any more presenters, but if anybody has any questions or wants to say something, anybody would like to, you can raise a hand. And I'll see if I'm not very well versed at moderating in Adobe Connect. but I can try. Elizabeth Smith is asking if your media boards will still be available in Second Life. Elizabeth, would you like to speak your question? Let me see if I can make you a presenter here. Did that give you a microphone option? Oh, there you are. Okay. There's Elizabeth. Elizabeth Hanson-Smith is joining us. She's one of our first coordinators, or a longtime coordinator. There you are. Hi, Elizabeth. Nice to see you. You're not coming through. I'm going to make a sound adjustment.
Let's try that. Is that quite?
That's got it.
Yeah, I don't happen to have a microphone with me, so. But anyway, I just wanted to ask if we can look at the media boards in the EduNation site in Second Life.
Well, yes, if you come here, the boards are there. I'm not sure if you mean the board or the book that we were just using. The boards are always there.
Oh, okay.
But in the wiki, you can have a look at everything we did. I think Helena had the just put the link.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yes.
And on EduNation, there is actually a lot of material on the sandbox of the island. So of EduNation General 1, actually.
Let me screen share again. Let me just screen share again and show you.
Yeah, I love that setting. Somehow I lost that SL URL and couldn't find EduNation again. Do you have to be a member to join? Is there a membership fee?
No. No, there is no membership or anything. You can just come here, and this is our sandbox, so you can just have a look at what we have here. Through this gate, you go to Helena's game platform, and you can. Here is one board, for example.
I love it that you can see through your avatar and look at this whole site while looking at it through Adobe Connect. That's great. I noticed in the chat, Laura had a question, how does the economy work in Second Life? And you get some free coins or whatever when you enter Second Life, don't you, the first time? I joined ages and ages ago and haven't been back in a long time. But I know people give free things away, and I've traded things with other people, so there's different ways of getting things.
Let me just.
And who set up EduNation?
Well, you see here, Randall and somebody else who is not there anymore. Heike took over from, I don't know the name of the other.
Gavin Bedney. He took over from Gavin Bedney. Can you hear me? Yeah, Gavin.
Just a little. We can hear you. I can hear you.
Okay. Yeah. That's been, he had a Webheads, they both had a Webheads place there for a while. And
yeah, there was a Webheads place, and I was looking for it and couldn't find it the other day.
Yeah, it's changed quite a bit. But anyway,
yeah.
Very nice from by the EVO crowd. Okay.
Well, I hope that this group will do an EVO next year again, because I would really like to join this and get back into it. But
Yeah.
anyway, that's all I had to say. So I'm going to turn off my video.
Okay. Well, nice to see you. Good morning there in California.
Well, I'm in Maine, so and it's very it's what we call sea smoke. It's foggy.
Oh. Okay.
Okay.
Well,
Talk to y'all soon.
okay. Well, nice to have you back on.
Thank you.
Is there anybody else who'd like to say anything? We're coming down to the hour-and-a-half point, which is the allotted time for our session, but I don't think anybody's going to be too particular if we stay on a few more minutes. Let me see if I can put the screen on here that was on here before. There we go. So this has been, we were just listening to Helena and Anne, and talk about their EVO games session. And let's see if maybe I could put a number in here. That takes us back to the home page. That's right. So this is was the EVO 8th virtual roundtable on May 8th, 2016. And we've been listening to me talk a little bit about EVO Minecraft MOOC, and Marijana Smolčec, who was here earlier, Bark Al-Kader, who's one of the lead coordinators of EVO. He is the lead coordinator, sorry, for this year and next. And we heard from Nina Liakos, who was the lead coordinator before. She explained a little bit about how EVO works. Both of them did. Elizabeth Ann came on and told us a little bit about the mindset and how your teaching practice changes as you experience Electronic Village online. And Helena and Anne have just told us a bit about what goes on in EVO Village, which has been going on for several years. And Frank in Mexico wants to know if we have a list of panelists' avatar names. And of course, these were there might be something. One of the links at the EVO Village session would have that.
Yeah.
Panelists. Yeah.
Yes.
You want to put a link in that question? Okay, Frank. In the wiki, okay. In the wiki, I have it in my. I have it here somewhere.
I have put the link. If you go to that page and scroll down, you will see the list of avatars.
Okay.
Well, moderators for EVO.
Okay. Is there anybody else have anything they would like to say? Any other questions? If not, I suppose we'll bring this to a close. I think Heike must be catching a nap between days, or maybe it's, well, no, there's actually the Letizia, and there's a CLIL session on shortly. I don't know if I have the information here. Let me see if I can get a schedule. Here we go. Okay, I've got the schedule of presenters, and this is Sunday. It's the Techno-CLIL Symposium. I believe that's next. It's coming on at 4 p.m. GMT. Right now, well, I think 4 p.m. GMT should be pretty soon, actually, in about 20 minutes. There will be the CLIL Symposium. The CLIL Symposium was an EVO session. It had 5,000 participants, something like that. And the moderators Letizia Singanotto and Daniela Cuchurulo will be giving that. They may be joined by Nellie Deutsch, who was provided the Moodle for it. And I suppose we'd better get off the stage because they'll be wanting to come back and use this room. So thank you very much, everyone, for attending, and maybe we'll see you at the next session.
Can I say a last word? And I'm sorry about being absent. I just moved in at the end of it, just to wrap it up. And thank you very much, Vance, for running this. I'm so sorry. I kind of got distracted, and yeah, I'm very relaxed now. I'm actually awake. Now we can keep going with the fantastic Technical Symposium and the keynote of Nick Peachy later on today, which I'm really looking forward to.
Okay.
You know, the one thing I still try to do with the EVO sessions this time round, which we didn't quite succeed, I'm not quite sure why, perhaps our short noticeness, but anyway, there's this fantastic group of Shelley Terrell, digital publishing and ebooks. Now, they're not, I mean, did they offer to join today's EVO session with you, Vance? Are they a talkative group? Because we tried to motivate them to present and we couldn't. We had 21 on the emailing list of the last 3 EVO sessions and emailed every single one and said, please, can you join us for the VRT, because we'd love to hear of this digital publishing EVO session. I mean, they did 3 years in a row and they were so successful. And nobody volunteered. Why? I wonder, are they like silent people or what?
I don't know. I've been so busy with EVO Minecraft MOOC that, you know, once that gets started, it just becomes all consumptive, and it's like just now tapering off. We were giving a lot of sessions, as you know, for example, this Second Life MOOC conference. We were giving others, and for IATEFL young learners, and it seems like it's just now stopped. So we're maybe the EVO, the ebook session is like that. Maybe they've been so intensive they're just finding a space to stop and take a rest for a while. I don't know. They all work very hard. So anyhow, I've got to go and have some food. Yes, go ahead.
Yeah, enjoy the food and show us the cat if she's around. He's around, sorry. He.
In the recording, he was right here.
Oh, I missed him.
Feel free to you can find him in the recording.
And tell me just now, in Abu Dhabi, what's the temperature? Because to tell you what, I have here in my room a solid 29.5 degrees.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, it was 40 here today. So, but it's been really cool.
But you're on aircon, right?
Yes. We have aircons and all of
I think I'll have to listen.
Wouldn't survive. Although they did it before the oil kicked in.
Mm-hmm. And thank you very much to Helena and
Anne.
Oh my goodness, Anne. Thank you for their presenting. I think, yeah, it was something I think I missed. I'm sorry.
Well, you did a great job, and you can catch it on the recording. And this has been Learning Together session episode 3.
Number 331.
Yes.
Thank you, Vance. And bye for now.
Okay. Bye-bye. Nice to see you. Good night, everyone.